Letter 84 from Seneca to Lucilius on the writer's craft. Those trips are shaking the laziness out of me. They have been beneficial, I believe, both to my health and to my studies. Why they should improve my health is plain to you, since my love of literature makes me lazy and neglectful of my body. I get some exercise through the labour of others. Why they should aid my study, I will explain. I have withdrawn from readings. To be sure, reading is necessary. First, that I may not be wrapped up in myself alone, and second, after finding out about the inquiries of others, I may judge concerning their discoveries and ponder what remains to be discovered. Reading nourishes one's talent and refreshes it when it is worn out with study, even though reading itself requires study. We ought neither to write exclusively nor read exclusively. The first, writing, that is, will deaden and exhaust our powers. The second will weaken and dilute them. One must do both by turns, tempering one with the other, so that whatever is collected through reading may be assimilated into the body by writing. We should be like bees, as the saying goes. First they fly about and choose the flowers best suited for making honey, then distribute what they have collected throughout the hive, and as our poet Virgil says, let the sweet nectar fill the swelling cells and lucent honey flow. Opinion is divided about bees. Do they merely extract liquid from flowers which immediately becomes honey, or do they transform what they have collected into that sweet liquid by some intermingling of their own distinctive spirit? For some hold that their expertise is not in making honey, but only in collecting it. They say that on the leaves of a certain reed in the land of India, one can find a honey that is produced either by the dew of that atmosphere or by the exceptionally thick and sweet juice of the reed itself. Their view is that the same capacity resides in our own plants, though less noticeably, and is found and harvested by the creature that is born to this task. Others think that the bees gather from flowers and tender grasses changes its character when stored away in the hive by a process that includes some sort of fermentation, if I may use that term, during which the different flavours combine into one. But I digress from the matter at hand. We must also imitate these bees and, taking the things we have gathered from our diverse reading, first separate them, for things are better preserved when they are kept distinct, then, applying the care and ability of our own talent, conjoin those various samples into one savour, so that even if it is apparent where a thing has been taken from, it may yet appear to be different from that from which it was taken. It is what we see nature do in our bodies through no effort of our own. The nutrients we have taken are burdensome, for just so long as they retain their own character and swim as solids in the stomach. But when they have changed from where they were, then at last they are added to our strength, passing into our bloodstream. Well, let us accomplish the same with these things that nourish the talent, not permitting the things we have consumed to remain whole, but making them part of ourselves. Let us digest them, otherwise they will pass into the memory, not into the talent. Let us faithfully adjust our thinking to theirs and make them our own, so that from the many there were may come to be some sort of unity. It is like when a single problem in arithmetic involves various smaller sums. The many individual numbers become one total. Our minds should do the same. They should hide everything that has contributed and show forth only the results. Even if you exhibit a resemblance to some admired author who has left a deep impression on you, I want you to resemble him as a sun does, not as a statue does. A statue is a dead thing. What do you mean? Won't readers realize whose style, whose argumentation, whose well-turned remarks you are imitating? Well, it is possible that they will not, I think, if a greatly talented man stamps his own form upon all the elements that he draws from his chosen model, so that they all fit together into a unity. Do you not see how many voices combine to form a choir? Yet there is unity in the sound they produce. One is a high voice, another low, and another in the middle. Women join the men, and flutes accompany them, yet one cannot make out the voices of individuals, but only the one voice of them all. The kind of chorus I mean is that known to the old philosophers, for in the shows we have now, there are more people singing than there used to be in the audience. When the line of singers fills the aisles and the seating area is ringed with trumpeters and every kind of flute and water organ sounds together from the stage, then from the different sounds is produced a unison. This is what I want our mind to be like. In it, there are many skills, many precepts, examples from many ages, but all harmonized into one. How is this to be done, you ask? By constant concentration. If we do nothing except at the prompting of reason and avoid nothing except at the prompting of reason, if only you will listen, reason will speak to you, saying thus: give up those things that everyone always chases after. Give up on wealth. Those who have it find it either a danger or a burden. Give up on bodily pleasures and mental pleasures too. They make a person soft and flabby. Give up on ambition. It is a conceited thing, empty and inflated. It has no ending and is concerned only to get ahead and keep others from catching up. It suffers from envy on both sides, in fact. And you see how unhappy it makes a person to be both the object and the subject of envy. You see before you the homes of powerful men, the doorways thronged with well-wishers, all pushing and shoving one another. Many an affront must you endure to get in. More, once you are inside, pass them by. Those staircases of the wealthy, those vestibules built up over our heads. To stand in them is to stand not just on a high ledge, but on a slippery one too. Turn your steps rather toward wisdom. What seems to be most eminent in human affairs, even though in reality it is puny and stands out only by comparison with what is the lowest, is reached nonetheless by steep and difficult paths. It is a rugged road that leads to the summit of prestige. But if you choose to scale this mountain, the one that rises above the things of fortune, you will see spread out beneath you everything that most people regard as heights. Yet the path to this summit lies on level ground. Farewell.